learning, unlearning, and relearning. Probably that's the key one should take from here who interest in the subject of HR. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Urvashi Sharma, and she is a team leader, human resource and admin, Sankope in India Private Limited, class business sections. Dr. Urvashi Sharma has 20 years of experience in various sectors, including education, automobile, telecom services, consulting, training, etc., and has had different lead positions. She has been outstanding performer and recipient of several awards. Most recent one includes the Woman of Inspiration 2023 India Hall of Fame, the most dynamic woman leader business excellence award 2022 by former CM of Uttarakhand and Icon of India in Management Excellence by Pride of India Awards. These are a few of the very reputed awards she has hold. Now I will not stand between you and our illuminated speaker and would like to invite her on the dais. Thank you so much. You can be more inviting by joining hands together. Thank you.
Namaskar. Thank you, Akshay, guys and people who are in the So I speak for a subject which is normally taken as complicated, but I'll try to speak a very simple way. So there are a lot of talk about leadership and wanting to be the leaders. It's quite opposite if I say I want to be the leader. So what does want to be? So it's not about you want to become leader or anyone else want to become leader. This is about that you have done something, certain things with a certain level of experience or a certain level of education, certain level of intelligence, certain level of attention, that you are able to see something which most of the people couldn't see. And the moment you are able to see, automatically people start looking at you as a leader. That's how we become the leader. However, there are many ways to become leader. Someone gets selected, someone gets elected, someone pulls the other down, or someone network. But, or very simply, people rise you up as a leader. When they think you act, you do, where they couldn't that much. So they themselves wish you to take charge of that situation. Instead of you become there in charge, they come in your charge to be taken care. And I think that's how the leadership should happen. Once you are the leader, when you are sitting on the perch, so better you see clearer than others. Otherwise, it becomes very full of yourself. As a whole, yes, certain things have been happening in the nation where people are sitting on the perch are not looking better than us. So we did this for those too. So it's not about that you wanting to be on the perch. This is about that you wanted to see something which must get you to the perch. Or if you not about that you wanted to be above everyone else and then this gets you to the perch. So simply a leader means his sense of life is beyond himself. His sense of identity is beyond himself. A person who think, act more for the people. If you are identified, say for example, for entire with the entire nation or entire world, so you'll be looked upon in a different way. Essentially, so leadership also comes from the right context, depending upon what identity, with what you are identified. Everyone needs some identity. So what sort of identity you have taken from that actually determines and defines the context and quality of the leadership. There's one shloka comes from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Yada charati shreshtastatade vetrojana sa yat pramanam kurute lokastadonu vartate. So the word is yata pramanam. Whatever a leader defines, sets standard, read by itself, automatically it's very taken by people. Only three things I would love to emphasize to build the leadership, the DNA of the leadership. Insight, definitely. Inspiration, and integrity. Let's talk about inspiration first. If a person wants to be inspired, that has to find something which is larger than himself to do, which is bigger than himself to do. When he finds something easy, simple, he may get he can make it money. Yeah, it's fine. That's also one of the main purpose. He can make money, but there's no inspiration. Whether it's no risk, because there's no risk. The last generation of this nation think the first thing is what? To have a government job. Right? You have a 30, 40 years work span, whether you deliver or you don't deliver, whether you're capable or you don't capable, or whether sometimes you can get on time or not. So you'll not get fired so easily. Because this is not their style. So leading an inspired life or living monotonous, all sit. So there's a difference of it. One has to have inspiration, for this needs a very important ingredient is called uncertainty. So where there is no uncertainty, there is no risk. Where there is no risk, there is no adventure. Where there is no adventure, you cannot inspire people. So if they don't see you, that you are still willing to step into something where they are not willing to step into, or you should see that where they are afraid and you are still wanting to step into, you can keep them inspired. To keep them inspired, to maintain this thing, one more very basic, very important is needed. Integrity. We all talks a lot about integrity. So this is not something a bundle of morals, values, ethics. No. Very simple. Integrity is something where your commitment is larger than yourself. Whether this is your nation or this is community or this is your business or whatever it is, something you do which is where you're committed is larger than yourself. So when people look at you, that whatever you are doing is beyond your self-interest. So integrity is something not to see. This is actually to experience. Integrity is to experience. And if they don't experience, they start dragging their feet. And when they start dragging their feet, this makes the life miserable in all possible way, isn't it? We all know us. So, if they get inspired, if they experience integrity, they don't run. And in that situation, if sometimes some sort of leaders are also there, that like, if you drag your feet, I'll fire you. If you drag your feet, I'll fire you. This can work to some extent. But you cannot produce best in your people. And when they are inspired, it's not only that they don't drag their feet, rather they go beyond their limitations to do the wonderful. And when they do the wonders keep on happening around you, and it's good for you to get up next morning, full on. Inspiration is not that your surrounding is all inspired and that's all you're getting inspired. Very extreme sense of integrity, which keeps you inspired, which keeps the people inspired. Let's talk about now the insight. Come to insight. This is very simple, that you see something ahead than others. Everyone sees everything at some point of time. But you have seen before is the world of difference. This is insight is very tricky to understand. When there is no insight, people largely start functioning with the intellect.
and this is very unfortunate consequence of the education and is being very important wherever intellect is being seen and given the prime value to understand the mechanism how intellect works. Intellect functions with the data available to it. Means what? Memory. Memory, whether it's your memory, it's anybody else's memory. Memory is something which has already happened. So when you do with the data available to you, with the data which is fed, you can do only permutations and combinations and can make something a magic for some time, but certainly not going to create something new. In that sense, you are not able to see the life just the way it is, and as you are not able to see the things just the way it is, because you have given more significance to the human memory rather than the human intelligence and attention. Our human intelligence and attention is far away from the memory. I share one example. It's about the project on explosives in America in 1945. You all will be knowing it. Before the first explosion happened in 16th of July 1945. It was a project called Project Manhattan. The time president was Mr. Truman, and his his advisor was Mr. Admiral William Lee. So Mr. Admiral William Lee said to the president, Mr. President, this project is going to be utter failure. This I'm saying as an expert of explosive. Was it right? Yes, he was right. Because by that time, the science of explosive was only limited to the chemical forces available into the explosive material. That was about atomic reactions. So what is chemical reactions? It's like creation and dissolution of atoms in creating and dissolving of materials. This is happening outside the atom. But what is happening inside the atom? Something reinforcing. और आप कुछ इस तरह समझ लीजिए, when you are on the surface of the sea, you will be आप एक शहर देखेंगे, another country you will see available on the surface. But जितना आप गहराई में जाएंगे, you will find petroleum, रत्न, अलग तरह की ऊर्जाएं आपको मिलेंगी. तो जितना जितना आप गहराई में उतरते जाएंगे, उतना उतना आप सदा की दुनिया को बदल पाएंगे. And that's how it happened. Before the Second World War, Europe was the power center, and then America became the power center. So the insight what's happening inside the atom changed the power structure of the world. So leader is to see before anyone else could see, and that's we could explore. If we do something out of the available resources, what we can do? We can attain a good position, we can be prosperous, we can have a good life, we can have a good luxury. But to do something new, so don't mistaken information as intelligence. Nowadays, data. Sometimes, after some time, the data people will be sinking and this AI will be more prevalent. So this human insight, human intelligence can never replace any kind of the data. After a few years of successful life, 10 years, a question will, you may not articulate, but this reflects. But I want to be, but I don't want to be. Why I am? What is my existence? So I think it's time constraint. So I would just conclude it. Leader is simply a madman who is inspired with extreme sense of integrity, have a strong insight, and always willing to explore uncertainties, willing to step into unfamiliar terrain, and there is risk, adventure, lots of where you yourself can get inspired and you can keep the people inspired. So, before, instead of upgrading the machine, let's upgrade the activity that we do. So that's how the whole